mother and sister, though relationship with father is clearly strained. 1 year left in school. Grades satisfactory, but struggles with academic work. Generally succeeds through determination. Operations. Brought in on a mission to carry out a hey-ho jump with the team to a target site and cause sufficient disruption through the use of diversionary explosions to aid the recovery of a hard disk containing top-secret government data. This mission was carried out with success, and he executed his role well. He has continued to demonstrate considerable drive and determination and a willingness to learn. Though impatient at times and allowing his own feelings to cloud his judgment at others, he is now becoming an integral part of the team. Ethan's skydiving skills will soon be on a par with the best in the team. Development. It is imperative that while building the team's skydiving skills and teamwork, we do not lose sight of the fact that the team as a whole must be trained up in other vital skills for their wider role. Current priorities are developing techniques for survival, escape and evasion, resisting interrogation, CQC, and explosives. Team Leader. 1. Shit! Ethan was expecting the usual jolt from the canopy as it exploded with a loud crack in the air above, taking him from 120 miles per hour to 10 miles per hour in less than 10 seconds. It didn't happen. All he heard was material flapping in the air, and he knew something had gone seriously wrong. It was nearly 6 months since he'd done his tandem skydive with Sam, then been put through his AFF. He was now a member of a skydiving team, and he knew canopy failures were rare. Not rare enough, though, he thought. Panic gripped him round the throat, tried to squeeze him to death. He could feel it tightening, cutting off his air, suffocating him. Seconds felt like hours. He knew if he didn't sort this out, he was only moments away from a messy death. Start sparking, Heath! Ethan focused on his body position, tried to stay stable, but it was difficult with his canopy going insane above him. He looked up to check his steering lines. They were in a seriously messed up state, twisted round each other in a nightmare tangle. They looked more like a burst ball of string attacked by a cat than the tidy lines of a skydiving rig. And above them, his main canopy was completely and utterly useless. Ethan knew if he didn't do something, he'd hit dirt in less than 30 seconds. It'd be a bounce to write home about. Except that someone else would have to do the writing. At this height and speed, no way in hell would he survive. He'd be making an Ethan-shaped hole in the fields below. He tried to think clearly, but all he could see and hear was the canopy above his head doing about as much good as a deflated balloon. It was flapping and dancing in the air, like it was laughing at him, enjoying the idea that he'd be dead in seconds. Ethan shook his head to try and clear his mind, help him deal with the serious situation he was in. It didn't work. He looked back up, grabbed the steering toggles, tried to get the canopy back into shape. He flicked his legs to spin his body, yanked again, but nothing worked. He was sweating now, and his muscles were aching with the effort of trying to save his life. But no amount of tugging or twisting worked. The canopy just stayed as it was. A billowing bag of material that looked more like an air sock than something that would prevent him being totaled on the ground below. A ping sounded amidst the flapping. It shattered Ethan's panic like glass. His mind cleared, and he checked the audible altimeter on his wrist. He'd just zipped past 3,000 feet. At last, Ethan's months of intensive training since finishing his AFF and becoming a proper skydiver kicked in. He saw clearly what he had to do. He had to cut away, get rid of his main canopy. Skydivers could go their whole life without ever having to do a cutaway. Modern rigs were phenomenally reliable, but you still did the training. Every skydiver had to. If you weren't prepared for the worst, then what chance would you have if the worst actually happened? None. Ethan remembered what Johnny had told him about his own experience of it, that it had been the scariest thing he'd ever done, because it's a conscious decision to get rid of the one thing you've become so dependent on, your main canopy. All you have left is the reserve. And if he left it much longer, the only thing that would be opening it